What's going on? What's going on? We are on the late night stream tonight. Wow. Wow. This stuff out here, man. I go to work for a couple of days. I come back. They done caught the white baby face assassin. I mean, things is crazy out here. I decided to go live real late night, because we gotta talk about a couple of things, because I was just delivered a script. So you guys have seen by now, a lot of these people out here is reading from a script. These dudes is reading from a script, and if you don't read from the script, you will get fired. And I got a copy. I got a copy of the script that they gotta read from right here, and I will read this script to you. But we gotta talk about a couple. We gotta talk about what ABL said. We gotta talk about all these people getting fired, and most importantly, we gotta talk about this script, because things out here is getting people is on YouTube, and if you not slobbering, if you not waxing Charlie Kirk's door number, if you're not singing his praises, you are at risk of getting fired. I mean, it's getting ridiculous to where your boy ABL said Charlie Kirk has done the most for black. He's done the most for black people. It's getting ridiculous. Hold on, let me see. let me see. Somebody says, GMT, you heard about this white gang? You got Fuentes and banging at Kirk. Now you scared he about to bang, so he withdrawn statements. These ninjas bang. It's crazy out here. It's so crazy that I had to take all my Charlie Kirk videos down, because I seen everybody. If you even said Charlie Kirk said derogatory terms about black folks, he called them dumb. He said MLK was off. If you even critique Charlie Kirk, you will get fired. And in fact, I got some breaking news. I'm no longer a Republican. I'm walking back to the independent sides of things, because the way they just rolling out the red carpet for Charlie Kirk. I mean, it's been thousands of people that have died, and none of them has gotten the Charlie Kirk treatment. It is crazy. But let's get in. Let me see if I can get a screen share going, because I gotta show y'all what ABL, Anthony Brian Logan, said about your boy Charlie Kirk and what he has done for you, because it is ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. When this news broke down the first time, and I seen ABL, he didn't go live, he was hurt, I was actually crushed. I was devastated for Anthony Brian Logan, because to me at the time, Anthony Brian Logan was one of these black conservatives. He didn't really sell out black folks. He didn't call people names. No, he tries to keep it real respectful. He lets people talk. He hears people out. He's real fair and balanced. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is what your boy said. I need y'all to take a listen to this right here, because even I was flabbergasted until I got this script that we must read from.
I'll wait. But people talking about, oh, he's a racist and he hates black people. How? Like, what are we measuring hatred of black people on? Okay, so if you actually do things to help the community, if you do things to help thousands of people all over, millions all over the world, including a lot of black folks, if you do things to help us, if you help educate us for free, because I've seen a lot of black folks say, you know what, by watching Charlie, I've been able to be educated. I've been able to learn things that nobody else is teaching.
Time out. Some Charlie Kirk is he's educating black folks for free. Charlie Kirk opened up a school for black folks and he's teaching black folks for free. I had no idea Charlie Kirk had a school or a university for black folks. I had no idea. Tell me more, ABL.
Tell me the person who has done more. I'm still waiting, Crypto. Tell me who has done more for black people than Charlie.
No, what? Is this a serious? Is this a serious question? Tell me a person who has done more for black folks than Charlie. Now, I know to some of y'all, this question seems asinine. It seems, why would somebody even ask this question? That was until I got this script. When I got this script, it made sense. But go ahead. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna let ABL tell us how Charlie Kirk has become a black savior.
Who has done more? I'm still waiting, Crypto. Tell me who has done more for black people than Charlie or President Trump. Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. Nothing. Ambulance chasers at best. An FBI snitch and the ambulance chaser. Nothing. Come on. I mean, you know what? Charlie was great. To know him was to love him. I met him in 2018. And right when I first met King Randall, he's up there. Yes. Shout out to King Randall, who's a conservative, just like me. Okay. Yeah. Matter of fact, how about this? Name the liberal. name the liberal that has done more for black folks than Charlie Kirk, President Trump, King Randall. Anyone who has done anything for us and for America, period, really, is on the right. So that's what I'm saying. But Charlie was great. I met him in 2018. I knew he could become the president. When I first met him, I already knew what it was. Because I remember I had talked to him. Like, we were just for the first time eating in the lobby of the hotel in Phoenix. And we're like going back to our rooms and stuff like this. And we're in the hallway right next to the gift shop. And we're just talking, just like regular conversation. And he was so sharp. And he was just quick and really smart. I was like, you got it, bro. Now, I talked to quite a few people for many, many years. Before I was doing YouTube, I had a business where I had to be in the public talking to people. Okay. So I've talked to a lot of people, black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, on the phone, in person, wherever. I done it all over the many years of me being an adult and when I was a teenager as well. He was the smartest guy I ever spoken to, especially.
Of all the people you talk to in the world, Charlie Kirk was the most brilliant, the sharpest mind, had the highest IQ. He was the most intelligent person he ever talked to.
Especially to be that young, because when I first met him, he was like 24, 25 years old. Super young, kind of like the way King Randall is right now. He's also a very smart guy. Shout out to him. That's why I mentioned King Randall on the episode of Jubilee, because I want to point y'all to people that are actually doing things in the community. We're talking about reparations and trying to get money from the white man. It's like, yo, that is so soft and it's weak and it's not going to work. We can get money right now in the USA better our lives, and better the country right now. We don't got time for no pie in the sky. Maybe we're going to get a check in the mail. Maybe that'll come save us. You better off waiting on white Jesus come down and save you.
So I guess Charlie Kirk was going to somehow make a way for the black community to get the bag, huh?
You're better off waiting on white Jesus to come save you. What can you do right now as an American in this country, whether you black, white, Puerto Rican, and candy stripe? I saw a picture of a black woman in prison with her prison stripe, black and white stripes on, with a CDL license. She got her CDL license in prison. And you know, when she get out, she's going to be able to get a job, because guess what? And the more illegal aliens, anybody that can't pick it no English, anybody that can't pick it no English. So get what? Hey, I got a felony on my record. So what? I have a CDL and you need drivers. What's up? What are we doing? Let me get in the vehicle. That's how it works. That's what you could do right now. Charlie would say things like that. And I guess that's somehow racist. That's somehow seen as wrong. That's somehow seen as whatever inflammatory things, talking about the black family, talking about 2/3 of all black dads not there. Did he lie about that? Everybody say that. Charleston White say that, and it's fine. Charleston White say that and get celebrated. Umar Johnson say that and get celebrated. Umar Johnson say that and don't even do nothing else but say that. Charlie Kirk actually puts plans into motion and helps people really get to where they want to be. You got Turning Point USA. They got nationwide chapters, maybe even worldwide chapters. He had a worldwide global impact. Put on events, man. The events, look, going to the White House, we went to inside the White House, not just outside on the grounds, inside the White House on 3 different occasions during Trump's first time. We went in 2018, 2019, and 2020. Okay.
So Charlie Kirk was taking black folks inside the White House. They got to sit in the president's chair.
Okay. Hundreds of us, thousands of us were able.
Thousands of black people he done took to the White House.
But they get in there. We were able to do it. A lot of guys got their way paid by Turning Point. Turning Point does so much for this country. That's, in my opinion, Charlie Kirk was like right here next to President Trump as far as importance, popularity, all of that. That's why part of the reason why I say he could have become the president. And he was so young, it still would have been a few years before he could do it. He was only 31 years old. He accomplished that much by 31. Can you imagine that? I mean, it was crazy. It was totally crazy what he was able to do. The debates on campuses were fantastic. And there was a packed house out there in Utah because a lot of young men especially want to talk to him. They want to hear from him. They want to learn from him. These young men are rejecting what they're being told in their schools. They're rejecting you're a white man, you're the scum of the earth indoctrination. They don't want to hear that anymore. Pardon me. They don't want to hear how they're the scum of the earth anymore.
So somehow, according to your boy, ABL, nobody has done more for the black community. But I gotta break down this script because Charlie Kirk's wife gave her first response. Was that yesterday? Since the assassination of the great Charlie Kirk, and I gotta play it because it's all part of a script. It's all part of a script, and once you understand that this is all part of a script, you know exactly why it's happening. It's all part of a script.
Assassin, so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles' life.
It's all in the script. It tells you when to whisper, it tells you when to scream, it tells you when to get emotional, it tells you when to cry, it tells you when to wipe your ears before you say a line. It's all here in the script.
and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon.
Oh, god damn, my light done burned out on me. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second to change this back. Ain't that something? Okay, there we go. All right, let's get back to the show.
I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio. It's
here in the script. It says when you talk about the studio, you gotta turn to the side, you gotta touch the chair, rub the chair, get into your emotions, and whisper, and then say the line. It's all in the script.
This chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance, and his phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr.
Stop the show. See, they done made your boy. They done made your boy a martyr. They done made your boy an American hero. And that was when I got this notice. I got this notice in the mail right here. It comes with a script that they want me to read to you guys. Now, I know when I did my other streams, I said I don't read from no scripts. I keeps it real, but unfortunately, they start taking people's jobs away. And, I got bills I got to pay. I got to eat, And do I want to really lose my job over a YouTuber? So it gave me some instructions. And it said, Grandmaster Troll, we understand that on your YouTube channel, you did a video about Charlie Kirk. And you varied from the script. Now, you need to understand, Grandmaster Troll, that if you don't abide by the script, we could have you removed from your job. We could prevent you from further employment. We can make your life real difficult. All that we ask is that you take down the videos that you have of Charlie Kirk, and we want you to read from the script. We look forward to your video of you reading from the script, praising the late, great Charlie Kirk. So with that said, from the Trump administration, we appreciate your cooperation. Then it has the script right here. And this is what the script says. On September 10th, 2025, an American tragedy happened. Our friend, our mentor, our buddy, our pal, our everything, Charlie Kirk, was tragically murdered by an assassin. The work that Charlie Kirk has done will never be forgotten. He touched so many lives, not only in America, but across the world. And with that, we will always be indebted to Charlie Kirk. There's people online celebrating Charlie Kirk's demise. We want to tell those that their actions of them celebrating Charlie Kirk's death is disgusting and will not be tolerated. But they will not stop us from praising Charlie Kirk's name. We send our condolences to the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, and his 2 children. We will do everything in our power to make sure all their needs and wants are met. We will pray for that family every day, that God will help them see them through this difficult tragedy. Charlie Kirk was a great individual who tragically lost his life at 31. He had many years ahead of him to one day become president of this great nation and follow in the footsteps of Donald Trump. Charlie was a mentor to a lot of people. He touched a lot of people's lives. And for that, Charlie Kirk will be awarded the Medal of Freedom, he will receive the Medal for Purple Heart, he will get a Medal of Valor, and he will also be nominated for the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize. Charlie Kirk will also be named the MVP of the NBA, the MVP of the NFL, and will be the Sportsman Award winner at the 2026 ESPY Awards. Charlie Kirk touched so many communities. He even touched the Black community. There's nobody on this planet who has done more for the Black community than Charlie Kirk. So for that, in every Black barbershop, a mandate will go out that his picture must be put alongside those of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Tupac, and President Obama. Also, Charlie's work of the great to the Black community will be Charlie Kirk's work to the Black community will always be appreciated. And anybody talking bad on Charlie Kirk's name, they will be fired from their jobs, and future employment shall become difficult for them. Charlie Kirk loved the Black community. Charlie Kirk always knew that if we had a strong Black community, we would have a strong America. It get worse. It get worse. Charlie Kirk wanted the best for the Black community. He wanted to see nuclear families. He wanted Black fathers in their homes. And he went campus to campus to speak to the Black community on what they needed to do to get their act together. And over time, we've seen Black fathers become more involved in the homes. And we actually got to see a stronger Black community. So for that, the Black community will always be appreciated for the work that Charlie Kirk did in the Black community. He mentored thousands of conservative content creators in the Black community. He educated them through his online footprint. He took them to the White House. He took them to his studio. He showed them around. He gave them content strategies on how they could grow their channel. And because of that, we saw the explosion of content creators like Candace Owens, Officer Tatum, Anthony Brian Logan, just to name a few. And if more Black content creators will follow his mentorship, they too can have platforms like a Candace Owens. So with that said, what the Black community needs to do to show their appreciation, every Friday, a member of the Black community must go to Erica's house and make sure all the yard work is done, the grass is cut, the cars are washed. And for the children, we must protect the children of Charlie Kirk. So what must need to be done for the children is whoever teaches the children, they have to give them straight A's. They will be nominated for the student body class president at their respective schools. They will receive preferential treatment as they enter institutions of higher learning. They will get their master's degrees in whatever field that they choose. And when hired, they will be the top position at whatever company they decide to work for. But going forward, we must forever keep Charlie in our hearts. We must carry on his message. So I'm calling on all of you to join the movement of Charlie Kirk. Because what that assassin tried to take away from us, we must let those people know. You could kill the voice, but you can't kill the movement. So with that said, Charlie Kirk, will forever, forever, forever be in our hearts. And he is the reason why we will keep living, and we will shine the light on his everlasting legacy. Charlie Kirk, we love you. And that's the script they gave me to read, you guys. That's the script they gave me to read, you guys. And if you deviate, if you refuse to give praise to Charlie Kirk, if you say something negative about Charlie Kirk, if you try to critique Charlie Kirk, you will be fired from your job. In fact, let me see if I. Let's see if we can find some people getting fired from their jobs. See if we can find people getting fired from their jobs.
The news of Charlie Kirk's death, people around the country have been voicing their opinions on the shooting. Some people have been fired from their jobs after commenting on it. WRL's Willie Dannelly spoke to an attorney today about whether these terminations are legal and what employees need to know.
Tonight, multiple people around the country have lost their jobs after commenting on the death of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. Victoria Kepis is an attorney practicing in North and South Carolina.
In North Carolina, most employees are at will, and that means that your employer can fire you at any time for any reason or no reason.
A Carolina Panthers communication coordinator was fired after allegedly posting an Instagram story saying, "Why are y'all sad? Your man said it was worth it," with a photo of Kirk. Soon after, the Panthers released a statement saying, "The views expressed by our employees are their own and do not represent those of the Carolina Panthers. We do not condone violence of any kind. We are taking this matter very seriously and have accordingly addressed it with the individual." In South Carolina, a similar situation. A Greenville teacher was let go after posting a quote-unquote inappropriate message on social media regarding Kirk's death. Kepis tells me it's best for employees to err on the side of caution.
Just be very conscious of what you're putting on your social media. Be aware that your employer is likely watching. And, the best course of action is to, remain private. And when I say remain private, I mean, don't post things publicly on the internet that might, upset your employment.
According to Kepis, there are exceptions that could give employees grounds to sue for wrongful termination. But more often than not, employers are within their rights.
For the most part, I will say most employees, even if you have a contract, you're going to have still be in that at-will category.
Willie Dannelly, WRL News in Raleigh.
A controversy brewing at the University of Miami.
A scientist connected to the school has been fired after posting about Charlie Kirk's death. Let's get to Local 10's Byron Tollefson. He joins us live in Miami with more.
Yeah, University of Miami's medical school calling this faculty member's comments unacceptable in announcing they're now off the job.
A University of Miami medical school neurologist fired. The U of M confirming it terminated an employee. The Miami Hurricane, the student newspaper, identifying that employee as Dr. Michelle Bravo, a neurologist at its Miller School of Medicine. The paper, reporting the doctor's post, commented on Kirk's support for Israel, brought up children dying in Gaza, and finished by saying, quote, "The chickens have come home to roost." In its statement, the university writing, "Freedom of speech is a fundamental right. At the same time, expressions that condone or endorse violence or are incompatible with our policies and values are not acceptable." While the university did not name the employee, it has removed Dr. Bravo's faculty profile from its website. Also Saturday, Florida Atlantic University confirming that a tenured faculty member now on administrative leave. The university president writing, "It became aware of multiple social media comments about Kirk's assassination, with an investigation now underway."
The FAU statement did not name that faculty member or say what their post was. We're live in Miami tonight. Byron Tollefson, Local 10 News.
So they out here firing They knocking people out the box. If you even critique, because most people is just critiquing the things Charlie Kirk said in the past. They're not really endorsing violence.
More breaking news at Cumberland University now saying they have fired 2 employees due to alleged inappropriate comments over the death of Charlie Kirk. The university's president says the decision was not made lightly, and they conducted an investigation prior to making their decision. Now, this comes after Cumberland University canceled a lecture by former MSNBC political contributor Matthew Dowd after his comments about Charlie Kirk. Dowd was scheduled to be this year's speaker for a lecture series. The university says it plans to reschedule in the spring with a new featured speaker.
He should have read this script. But they got some funny stuff on Facebook. I mean, funny stuff. I seen this funny post on Facebook. I wanted to share it. But if I share it on my Facebook page, and I might end up getting fired. So let me see if I can pull it up here. This shit was this was a funny one right here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can. This was a good one, right? They out here using AI to troll. Let me see if I can. They using AI to troll. This is funny right here.
About a week ago. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, ho. Run up on that nigga, get the squeezing, ho. Everybody catching bullet holes. Niggas got me on my bully, yo. About a week ago. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, ho. Run up on that nigga, get the squeezing, ho. Everybody catching bullet holes. Niggas got me on my bully, yo. About a week ago. Fuck with us and then we tweaking, ho. Run up on that nigga, get the squeezing, ho. Everybody catching bullet holes. Niggas got me on my bully, yo.
Oh man, they acted a fool. They acted a fool, making memes using AI. I would love to share, but I don't want to lose my job, and I gotta follow this script right here, so I can't share. But man, so it looks like they caught the shooter. I've been at work, so I've been really dove in and really did my own investigation as to who the shooter was and what kind of dirt they got on them. Only thing I heard is that after 33 hours, man, this is crazy part. The can't get right police officers and investigative team is celebrating that they caught this man in 33 hours, but they really didn't do no work. Only thing they did was look at the surveillance camera, took a picture of him, put it out wide, and then from what I heard, his father seen his son on TV, and he turned his son in. He said, "GMT, did you see the? I haven't seen the boys in the hood one. Mr. Free Jones said somebody made a diss song. I haven't seen that, but his father. This how cold the game is. This is how cold the game is. If your son or your daughter or somebody in your family assassinated somebody, and there was $100,000 bounty on his head, and your son, if he got caught, was facing the death penalty, would you turn your son in? See, even just by me asking that question, I'm going off script. if your son, if your daughter is wanted by the police and was facing the death penalty, but there's a $100,000 bounty on his head, and you see his picture and you see it's him, do you turn your only son in? And it appears that they turned him in, and the FBI's on TV talking about, we got him. This was a great investigation. We did our job. We got it. We caught him so fast. I mean, God damn. God damn. But people is out here. And people is out here. People is out here, man, dropping dimes. They out here dropping dimes. Let's see what we can find. See what kind of news they got on the shooter for us.
Dig into the suspected killer's past. They will try to answer how a young man could be radicalized enough to plan and then commit such a profoundly devastating act. Let's bring in retired FBI Special Agent Robin Dreeke, pardon me. He is also the former chief of the FBI's Counterintelligence Behavior Analysis Program. This is just so difficult to understand, how you could come to hate somebody so much who apparently you've never met, that you're willing to take out a rifle and end their life. Can you shed any light on that for us, Robin?
Yeah, sure. Unfortunately, he fits a pattern, being the killer, a pattern of what we've seen emerging in the last bunch of shootings, last bunch of years, and that is an arc of violence and insecurities that is being fueled by this new form of online radicalization. You know, years ago when I thought of online radicalization, I thought of ISIS, but now it's these fringe groups that are feeling themselves victimized, that see themselves as victims and wound collectors, as we call them. And what's happening is Charlie Kirk represented everything he wasn't. This is as we saw by, what Paul Moore was describing, this lack of a really clear plan executed really poorly shows his really low thinking here, didn't have a great plan, and he really wasn't locked on to who he actually was, whether it's etchings that are all over the place, his plan was all over the place, his ideology was all over the place. Meanwhile, what Charlie Kirk was very clear on who he was, very clear on his belief systems, and most importantly, he could articulate it, he could argue it, and he embodied what everyone is missing on this thing right now. He was curious. He was curious about people that thought like him. He was curious, most importantly, about people that didn't think like him. And this individual that killed him was never curious, not once. And so that is really the fuel that fired him up to do this heinous thing.
Yeah, we read, and again, the details will come out.
Man, they just, this is why I can't do it, because we turn on this stuff, everybody just glazing. They glazing Charlie Kirk. It's crazy. Charlie Kirk was so much smarter than him. He was so more accomplished than him. He was able to talk and communicate better than him. The killer was so jealous of him. And they glazing that boy Charlie. I'm sorry I'm going off script. But this is why I'm going to the independent side of things.
If there ever is a trial here. But we read that he sat down with one of his relatives and they both started saying, hey, I hate this guy, Charlie Kirk, and he's coming to campus and I don't like what he says. But how do you go from, disliking what somebody says to going through the motions that we all saw happen here? It astounds me.
It astounds people like us because we have rational problem-solving skills that this individual didn't. what always plays out in these situations, I think this is what's going to come out when eventually it does hit trial, if it does, and in the investigation, is there's always an arc of behavior that's constantly escalating, constantly being fueled by this inadequacy, this need to control, this need to constantly think and know in their own mind that they're right and correct. And so every time he encounters someone that challenges him, that makes him feel less than, it keeps fueling to that fire. And along that arc, there is always, at least in past cases, a critical moment, a touchstone that sets them over the edge to move from really aggressive behavior, aggressive thoughts and language, right to violence. And so it's never a 0 to 100 to violence. There's an escalation. And so we're going to see that in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure how long you were at the FBI doing sort of behavioral profiling, but have you seen this change? I mean, I just somehow can't imagine that, you know, in the time of the greatest generation, for instance, in the 1940s, that young American males were thinking and acting this way, or were they?
Yeah, I was with the Bureau for 22 years before I retired, all doing behavioral analysis. And what hasn't changed over the course of the history of our species is this need and desire to communicate. And what has really fueled us for all time as a species, which has brought us great successes, is our curiosity. And when we are curious, we have this great ability to innovate. And our communication skills were always very strong for years and years. And then what happened is we have the internet, we have social media. And when social media hit, people started posting their 5-second highlight reels on life. And we get caught up in this cult of comparison, the disease of more. And we start comparing ourselves to people that are really just putting fictions out there. And they're not communicating. So that need for the interpersonal communication in a positive light is missing. And all that curiosity has fled away from so many people. So yeah, over the last 22 years and plus 8 since I retired, there's been a major shift, not from what we need and crave, but from the ability to actually communicate it.
Yeah, and I wasn't suggesting that you were at the FBI in the 40s. I just want to make that clear. I just find it so weird and so sad that we've reached this point. And I've seen so many lies, frankly, about Charlie Kirk on social media from people who apparently just believe everything they hear or read, even if it's not true.
I know all the lies. People saying that Charlie Kirk, you know, Charlie Kirk didn't disrespect Martin Luther King. He wouldn't say a negative word about Martin Luther King. Charlie Kirk, he's not a racist. You know, he loves black people. He opened up a school and he was teaching black people for free. Charlie Kirk, did you know Charlie Kirk? There's no one other than Donald Trump that has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk did. Did you know that? I mean, that's what your boy ABL says. We got Chaco Kitty says Charlie Kirk was radicalizing. See, you going off script. Charlie Kirk was a great inspiration. He inspired us to build families. He inspired me to get baptized and turn my life over to Jesus Christ. Charlie Kirk inspired me to go to school and get my doctorate degree in engineering. Charlie Kirk was an inspiration. He didn't radical. I know. Charlie Kirk was an inspiration. He inspired people to lose weight and get in shape. He inspired people to fix their marriages. He inspired people to start families. He inspired people to read the Bible. Charlie Kirk was the greatest man to ever live. And that assassin took him away from us. But you know what? Charlie Kirk's will never be forgotten. We will keep the movement moving forward for our dear friend, Charlie Kirk. You see, you gotta stay on the script. You gotta stay on the script. If you start talking about how Charlie Kirk was radicalizing people, they gonna dox you. They gonna tell your boss. Look what Choco Kitty 7 said. Choco Kitty 7 said that Charlie Kirk is out here radicalizing people. That's not in the script. Then you're gonna get a phone call. Your boss is gonna call you in the office. He's gonna say, I was notified that this is your profile. Choco Kitty 7. It says you put in somebody's comment section that Charlie Kirk was radicalizing people. That is against the script here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you on administrative leave for a week pending further investigation. But more than likely, you're gonna be terminated and you won't be able to work here. So I'm gonna need your badge. I'm gonna need your nameplate. And they got you. They got you. Somebody said ABL said what? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it for you. Okay, there you go, right there. So somebody, you want to know what ABL said? Let me show you. What ABL said.
I've seen a lot of black folks say, you know what, by watching Charlie, I've been able to be educated. I've been able to learn things that nobody else is teaching. Tell me the person who has done more. I'm still waiting, Crypto. Tell me who has done more for black people than Charlie or President Trump.
Woo. That boy on script right there. He is on the script right here. Hold on. You said what, ABL? What?
Millions all over the world, including.
Oh, let me back it up some more. Because you actually said more. You actually said a little bit more than that.
Who is alive, who has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk and President Trump. I'll wait for us with anybody else other than Charlie done for black people specifically. A whole big who Abraham Lincoln. Okay, that's fine. That's great. Try naming someone who is alive. Okay, and Charlie Kirk is gone, so you can't imprint there. There were so many names to name. I ain't trying to name everybody's name and forget people, but I met a lot of people. I would say I met hundreds out there at these events. Hundreds of people I met, and that I still know to this day. Black people. He put us together. Name, hey, you know what? I got a question. Maybe even a request for you guys. Name me somebody who has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk and President Trump. And if you say Abraham Lincoln, okay, that's fine. That's great. Try naming someone who is alive.
Abraham Lincoln basically freed the slave. So we gotta try to name. We gotta name somebody who has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk.
Okay, and Charlie Kirk is gone, so you can't name him. So you got Trump and who else? Who? Roland Martin? What has he done for anybody black at all, aside from just try to attack them and clown them to get ratings on this whack show? You got a whole big studio of people and get numbers worse than mine, and I just by myself with one guy. What have you done for black people, Roland Martin? What is anybody else other than Charlie done for black people specifically? And President Trump. President Trump making it easier for us as black people to be able to maneuver around the country, not dealing with the illegal aliens taking our jobs, okay? Making it safer for us in our communities because you got a National Guard and no more illegals coming into our neighborhoods, making it hot for us, making it dangerous for us. Name me the person who is alive, who has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk and President Trump. I'll wait. But people talking about, oh, he's a racist and he hates black people. How? Like, what are we measuring hatred of black people on? Okay, so if you actually do things to help the community, if you do things to help thousands of people all over, millions all over the world, including a lot of black folks, if you do things to help us, if you help educate us for free, because I've seen a lot of black folks say, you know what, by watching Charlie, I've been able to be educated. I've been able to learn things that nobody else is teaching. Tell me the person who has done more. Well, I'm still waiting, Crypto. Tell me who has done more for black people than Charlie or President Trump.
When I heard him say that, I literally stopped it right there. I got on my bed, I folded my arms and looked at the ceiling because I could not believe that the Charlie glazing has gotten so far that people is on the internet talking about nobody alive has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk. And I laid in my bed for 1 hour just looking at the ceiling because I was at a loss for words. I was at a loss for words that somebody could come on YouTube with a straight face and look in the camera, look the American public in the eye and say, nobody has done more for black people than Charlie Kirk. I was like, oh, most of us didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was until he got a snot box rock. But somehow, Charlie said, and Charlie this, and Charlie's out here teaching black people. Charlie's out there, he's out here mentoring black people. Charlie's out here, he's getting people back into, he's getting people saved. People are getting baptized or reading the Bible, and he's got black people reading the Bible. He's got Bible studies with black people. Charlie's doing this, Charlie's doing that, and Charlie said this, and Charlie said that, and Charlie's doing great things. Charlie's a father, Charlie's a good husband, Charlie's a good businessman, Charlie works really hard, Charlie is smart, Charlie's intelligent, Charlie is strong, Charlie this, Charlie that, Charlie this, Charlie said, Charlie said, Charlie said. Everybody's glazing. Everybody's glazing Charlie Kirk. We got a hotline reader says, I work for a popular roadside company and I already know about 4 people that got fired in my department for posting silly stuff online. They're watching everyone's social media page, even if it's private. They out here spying. They out here spying. He said, insane work. All Buddy ever did was debate college students. Hold on. I think I might have something else to show the people. What else do I got in here? I know I got something else in here. Where is it? Where is all this? There we go. there we go. I guess I gotta run down the resume. I gotta run down the great Charlie Kirk's resume for you guys. He did all this in 31 years. 31 years. Let's go. mean, Charlie is out here doing great things. There's one more YouTuber I gotta talk about before I end the show. One more YouTuber I gotta talk about before I end the show. Oh, let me see if I can find this Facebook post. Did I send this Facebook post to myself? Nope, I sure didn't. Man, I should have sent that Facebook post to myself. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I see that Facebook post? Let me see if I can't. I won't be able to. I gotta search for it. I guess I'll search for it. Oh, there you go. There you go right there. There we go right here. So now I found the post. So the angry man. Y'all know the angry man. they even got angry man reading from the script. That's right, angry man. I see you over there reading from the script. I see you over there. I guess Donald Trump got to you too. You seeing all them conservative dollars over there. You trying to get a hold of some of that money too. He said, how has Charlie Kirk benefited from white privilege? That's what he said on one of his live streams, and I wish I had the exact quote for it so I could play it and then answer his question. But he said, "How has Charlie Kirk benefited from white privilege?" I'm like, what do you mean? How has he benefited from white privilege? He co-founded Turning Point USA, basically talking about the same thing that the Black manosphere talks about: relationships, strong families, politics, business, everything in between. Charlie Kirk is doing the same thing you're doing, angry man. The only difference was you and everybody else in the Black manosphere, when you started back in 2018, and a lot of you guys way before 2018, a lot of you ninjas got your channels terminated, and you didn't get any corporate sponsorship. Charlie Kirk, on the other hand, was basically said the same thing you said, minus all the Black women talk, and was able to get corporate backing, and he was able to raise $80 million. But it gets worse. After he got his snot box rocked, let me go ahead and show the people this. Exhibit A. A Black police officer, David Rose, was shot and killed defending a federal government building last month. And he didn't get a presidential medal, a congressional moment of silence, or a lowered flag at the White House. A white civilian, Charlie Kirk, is shot and killed on college campus, and he gets all those things and a promise of a presidential attendance at his funeral. Don't tell me that all lives in America matter, because it's obviously they don't. Charlie Kirk also got his body flown by the Air Force, whatever it was, draped in a casket that they only put politicians in. And when he has a funeral, the president is going to hand his wife a crispy folded flag. And they're going to carry out his legacy and make sure the movement doesn't die. But that cop who went to training and was defending a federal building and put his life on the line for people inside doesn't even get 5% of what Charlie Kirk is given. But Donald Trump got his hands so far up your ass, you seem to forget what white privilege is. You ninjas are some of the most dumbest ninjas in captivity. And this is why I'm walking off the Republican plantation. And I gotta apologize. I gotta apologize to my man O'Shea Duke Jackson, because he told us. O'Shea told us. George Macon told us. It's been a couple of Negroes that told us. They say you go over there to that Republican side, you gonna get your Negro wake up call. And all it took was for Charlie Kirk to get his TV turned off. And they rolled out the red carpet for his family. But there's other families throughout this nation. Now, I'm sure you're going to tell me, well, those are regular civilians. Fine. But tell me why a police officer defending a federal building who loses his life in the line of duty, why aren't the flags flown at half staff? Why we don't know David Rose's wife's name? Why don't we know anything about his story? Because at the end of the day, that Negro with that badge wasn't important. Can't use him to get votes for J.D. Vance. Can't use him to get votes for the next Republican you choose to become president. Now, I'll never vote for a Democrat as long as them Democrats is on the same shit they on. But now, let me go over to my Facebook. You see my profile on Facebook. was this Donald Trump logo right here. My favorite. It's been that since about 2020. It was a coon. It was a coon, but my family was mad that I had a coon logo up there. So I said, okay, I'm gonna change it from a coon logo, and I'm gonna change it to this Donald Trump logo. But now I am heavily considering taking down that Donald Trump logo, because every time I come on YouTube and I click the home button and I see some Charlie Kirk news and I click on it and they talk about Charlie Kirk like he's the second, like he was the second coming of Jesus Christ. And they just gloss over. They gloss over what he said negative about black people. Just gloss over what he said about Martin Luther King. Just gloss. There's one more person. There's one more person. I gotta call out, but I gotta see if I can find the clip first. I gotta find the clip first. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the clip. I gotta see if I can find the clip. Damn, they done took the transcript away. Hold on. I gotta call out one more black conservative. I gotta call out one black conservative. I wish I could find what he said, but I can already see I'm gonna have to end up telling you guys what he said. So our boy Brandon Tatum did an interview with Stephen A. Smith. And I wish I could play the clip for you guys. And the topic of Rosa Parks came up. And we all know Rosa Parks. She was the lady that when they had the boycott down there in Alabama on the buses, so black people wouldn't have to give up their seats to white people or ride in the back of the bus. No, she was arrested because at that time it was against the law, and not because the works of Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and others did during that time. We as black folks are able to go to a diner, able to go in different places of business, whether it be bus stops, taxis, airplanes, water fountains, hotels, whatever it is. Black folks can go there and not only get service, but get treated with some dignity and respect. And this coon ass nigga, and I do mean coon ass nigga, got up on this platform and he said Rosa Parks, something to the tune of, I can't quote him exactly, Rosa Parks didn't have to take the bus because Rosa Parks had a car. That's what that Negro said. That's what that Negro got up there and fixed his mouth and said. He said Rosa Parks didn't have to get on the bus because Rosa Parks had a car. I mean, this it is starting. So somebody said go on Twitter and type it up. Hold on, let me see if I can find it on Twitter. Dudes is getting ridiculous in what they say. Okay, hold on. Is this it? Is this a clip of it right here?
When you think about Rosa Parks and what she did, and everybody thinks she's so heroic, and I used to appreciate what she did and others did until I started researching and finding out the truth. Do you know Rosa Parks and them had a car?
You know, Officer Tatum.
Stop the show. Stop the show. Imagine you as Rosa Parks risk your freedom and possibly your life to make it so that you can ride the bus. And this is what your boy Brandon Tatum said.
When you think about Rosa Parks and what she did, and everybody thinks she's so heroic, and I used to appreciate what she did and others did until I started researching and finding out the truth. Do you know Rosa Parks and them had a car?
You know,
Rosa Parks had a car, and nobody has done more for Black people than Charlie Kirk. It's your boy, the Grandmaster Troll. Good night. Peace.